In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at navigating the class website, preparing files to submit to Canvas, and the emailing protocols I'd like you to use through this class. So let's first go to the website. I'm going to use Google Chrome. The website is www.rsmithphotoshop1.weebly.com. Once you've navigated there, I highly recommend bookmarking this page so that you can easily return to it. That is, if you're on your own computer, you can bookmark it. I believe if you're on a public computer, it may not remember that bookmark. So here's our home page. It's got the usual homepage sort of stuff like a description, the things that you can expect to learn in this class, the materials that you'll need, the recommended reading that is not required but is quite useful to have around, as well as a brief blurb on the next class that comes after that. So the class that comes after mine is taught actually by Nathan McKay Smith, who is the Director of Technology for the College of Education and Human Services at Utah State University. His website is listed here, and we dovetail our classes pretty closely so that it's a pretty seamless arc from one into the other. And his materials are also mostly available online. I highly recommend taking a look through there. It'll give you an idea of what to expect in an advanced Photoshop user class. Back on our site, I'm going to scroll up to the very top. I have a few buttons here. You can take a look at the course syllabus, about this website, or about me if you're curious. The lessons for this course are listed by week. There will be links to the lesson pages. So I'm going to click on the pre-class prep, which is about all I've got thoroughly put together on this updated version of the website. Each lesson page will come with a description, the objectives I hope to get through for that week, any files to download, and also links to instructional videos that you'll watch. There will also be instructions on how to turn files in for each class. So let's take a look at that. Now I'm not going to spend time going over the different type of file the different types of files that you'll be turning in. That's for a later date. What I wanted to show you now is how to compress those multiple files into one single file that you will be uploading to Canvas. That makes less time for you uploading and less time for me downloading. It's a lot easier to keep everything organized that way. So here I have my three files that are named with the naming convention that you'll be seeing on our lessons, which is essentially the name of the lesson dash my name and then the extension of the file. So what we do with multiple files is you first select them all by clicking and dragging to select them. Then you would right click or control click and choose where it says compress, and then it'll list however many items there are. Once you've chosen that option, it will create a file called archive.zip, and I would want you to rename the first part of that name to whatever the lesson tells you to. In this case, it would be ECO1-my name. And this is the one file that you would upload to Canvas. You wouldn't have to upload these individually because they are all inside this zipped folder. And when I downloaded that folder, so if I download that folder, all I have to do is double click on it and it will open up, and there I can access all of your files. So much easier for me, way more tidy. Let's take a look at emailing. Because I have all sorts of stuff feeding into my email, it will be really useful for me if you would put in the subject line PS1 and then the lesson numbers. So in this case it's the extra credit, so extra credit, oh I forget if it was 1 or 2, but extra credit 2, and please sign off with your name. I need to know who this email is coming from. Even if your name is part of the original email that it's coming from, please include your name inside of the body of the email, as well as describing anything that you need to describe to me. If you need to attach a file for me to look at, Usually your email provider will have a button somewhere that involves a paperclip, and if you click on that, then you can navigate to wherever your file is and choose a file. Again, I would suggest if you're emailing me multiple files to zip them first and then choose that file to send me, and that will link in. And that's about it. Please remember the subject line. That will help me immensely be able to sort through the literally hundreds of emails that I have by the end of this class to keep everything straight. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email.